Hey, welcome back to Woke.Ones.Revolution. I'm Heather. Want to thank you for your patience. I am throwing down Scorpio right at this moment here. My Scorpios, I've got your June reading right here. So today we're going to go ahead and talk about Jupiter's transit into Gemini, the Sun and Venus Cazimi happening today, and the Gemini new moon that's happening in a couple days on the 6th. So for those of you just catching this video first, I've already done Aries through Libra. Libra is still uploading, but the prior videos are in my videos on my channel, so feel free to reference back if you want to look at one of those. Yeah, welcome back, guys. I know it's been a minute. I appreciate your patience. I missed the readings last month, but I'm back online for June. So, feel free, please like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know how you're doing, how this past couple months has been going for you, and definitely keep me updated on the action that's happening this month for you. If you're interested in a private consultation or reading, I do natal chart interpretations and tarot card readings for pretty much anything that you need. So my booking website is in my description of this video. So check it out. I'm probably going to be dropping a sale here pretty soon. So keep an eye out for that. Always important to stay on top of the energy so that you know how to manifest at your highest good here. So for my Scorpio sun and Scorpio risings, Jupiter is in Gemini, which happens to be your whole 8th house sign. So the 8th house is Jupiter's going to be really focusing on expanding growth and shared resources, intimacy, psychological transformation. It's a lot of, technically the 8th house is like known as sex, death, and taxes, right? So with that, keep in mind death can be literal or metaphorically. So with that, that's kind of like where you notice transformation within or psychological transformation when you talk about Gemini. That has to do with thought processes. So I want to say it's August and December, there's going to be Jupiter's going to be doing a square to Saturn, and that's in your 5th house. Saturn restricts. So you're going to notice that you're probably going to have some challenges in balancing control and shared resources with creativity, creative expression, and romance. So, you may have to release a little bit of control, and kind of focus more on, you're going to have a hard time balancing fun and what you're dealing with, basically. Well, for this Jupiter and Gemini energy, couple of topics. So if we're talking about money, financial planning, review your plan and your shared resources with, spouse, for example, and maybe a time to kind of retune your investments. As far as intimacy goes, you, during this next year, will be deepening your connections with loved ones through open and honest communication. I know that's not always the easiest to do for Scorpios. There's a lot of deep that you guys like to keep to yourselves. But in regards to your personal transformation, engaging in activities like therapy, self-reflection, and doing that will basically help you facilitate this personal growth and healing that Jupiter is bringing you. Now, this Venus star point, basically the Venus has been chasing the sun and finally caught up to it today. And so we're having a Cazimi. That's where they meet at the exact same degree. This typically blesses you with some Venusian style love. Now for you, this is also happening in your 8th house. So yeah, things may get a little hot and intimate today and over this next day or two. And brings some transformative experiences. The trines to Pluto and sextile Neptune is going to bring deep intuitive thoughts, insights, and, you know, it's closing out, this Venus star point's closing out a cycle for you that, you know, has been transforming since 2020. So it's starting fresh, starting anew. There's been a lot of growth since then. So, you know, definitely take advantage of that extra intimacy. So for this Gemini new moon, you know, it's going to be a perfect time for setting some intentions around shared resources. The things that, you know, reevaluating the give and take of, you know, what you share with your partner. And it's also a good time for just like setting intentions around those deep connections. And first of all, and first and foremost within about those personal transformations that you're going to be dealing with. Communication is key in Gemini, and being open to new possibilities in these realms that I've already discussed with you. So happy June, my Scorpios. Let's go ahead and get moving with your reading. We'll start out with Jupiter and Gemini for Scorpio in the 8th house. What matters? What advice? What is it that our Scorpios are going to be dealing with? So we got the 5 of Wands. That's pretty cute. There you go. Reminds me of that game, what is it, Kerplunk or whatever, when you put the sticks through the holes and you try not to let the marble fall through. It's kind of what these dudes look like they're doing, right? There's no rhyme or reason to the way that they're, you know, throwing their wands around. They're just, it's all ego, basically, is what I see. It's just a little bit of a chaotic mess. So things may, it really just does speak to the busyness in the mind that Jupiter can bring you during the 8th house. You know, it's the Wheel of Fortune came out and reverses the underside of the deck. With that being said, you know, 8th house, you may be dealing with some karmic matters that need to be addressed and maybe looked at from a different perspective. You never know how the wheel is going to turn, but it's necessary. All right, what else for my Scorpios for this Jupiter and Gemini for this next year in their 8th house, please? What else are they going to be dealing with? Okay. And we ended up with the Page of Pentacles. It did come out reversed. Okay. So this kind of speaks to a little bit of competition, right? Pettiness. Mine. And so does the Page of Pentacles. It's something that, to me, looking at it, maybe somebody's struggling sharing with you, or you're struggling sharing with somebody else, whether it be physically or inspirationally, passionately. There's something that's a little bit off there. The under energy of that is the 4 of Wands, which is stability. You know, this is like the home card to me, right? It can also equate to a celebration, a successful partnership. So it definitely looks, it feels very Libra, and almost like there needs to be a little bit more balance. I would like one more for this Jupiter, please, for Scorpio. Get a little clarification on what this quarrel is over. All right, Two of Cups. Got the Two of Cups in the upright. Beautiful card. Shared resources, shared resource, equal give and take. So it looks like Scorpio's gonna be dealing with, you know, working on balancing out the equal give and take in the partnership and the relationships that they hold. And I had underside of the deck was the Six of Cups in reverse to clarify and speak to that. Now, it definitely speaks to some immaturity and, you know, although the divine union is there, there may be some hurt feelings. If we have this soulmate card in reverse, there may be some hurt feelings. You do have to push back, push through that, even though you're a water sign. Jupiter being an air sign, I'm sorry, Gemini being an air sign, and Jupiter expanding everything that it touches, it's going to make everything feel so big, so immediate, so like you have to defend yourself. Just don't be petty. Remember the duality and everything, and that'll help balance things out. Now, let's talk about the Cazimi that's happening today. Well, that immediately got a pop for me. Do I have one more? Okay, I got two. So, first one that popped out was the King of Wands. Pretty awesome card. I like that the salamander's in there. Definitely speaks to intuitiveness. And it came out reverse. The King of Wands, that's a fire sign, of course. So we're looking at Aries, Leo, Sag energy. The King of Wands, he can be, the King of Wands energy can speak to one, being foolish, not using your intuition, not looking at other people's part in the story, okay? Not paying attention to what other people need. So now with the Venus in here, and this being in your 8th house, it could speak to somebody who is of ill intention or not forthright with the truth about passions. It could be a player energy, especially in the 8th house. Little fucking around. But you know what it is if it's for you. There you go. But it did come with another bit of phallic energy there. We got the Ace of Wands. And the King of Wands reversed reminds me of somebody who has is losing control, and maybe their ego is getting the best of them. It's like narcissist energy in a way. And then I just got flash, like I saw the full card in reverse. The Ace of Wands, that's a new inspiration, a new passion being handed in by the heavens. You see the clouds bringing the wand in, and the crow is staring at his next adventure that he's passionate about. So with that, you may have somebody dip in today that's maybe a little arrogant in these next couple days, a little arrogant, maybe you're feeling that way. Just set that down and try to remember the duality in everything, you know. It's crazy. So I'm looking at this and I'm seeing almost like a starting line in between it. underneath it, for that Ace of Wands, came the Magician card. And it came out, you know, it was in the upright. It looks like you have all the tools that you need, but you may have been doing some manifesting. And with that, there might be a wish, something you've been working on. And this Ace of Wands, it's like, I'm almost wondering if you have a new project, a new hobby or desire. And that wand carries a lot of potent magician energy. The magician also is like the Gemini card. So that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and do one more for this Cazimi. I'd like to know a little more. Tell me about this King of Wands and this Ace of Wands. It's very fiery from what I see so far. I just heard victory, looking for victory, looking for a win. And out pops the sun. Here comes the sun. Doo, doo, doo. That's gorgeous. That's childlike wonder. That's happiness. That's standing outside and looking up into the sky and closing your eyes and feeling the charge of the sun fueling those desires and passions within. That is a victory card. It's pretty victorious, all right. And the underside of the energy is the Page of Wands. So, so much fire. So that definitely does speak to a new passion, and it is a very young energy. If I look at this here, you know, if somebody pops in today trying to offer you a little bit of a good time, it looks like it's going to be more of a fiery energy, a person that has a fiery energy, and they will be younger than you, and or just more mature. Maybe it's something that you're feeling. Maybe you're feeling that childlike wonder with that Sun card, accentuating that Venus Sun Cazimi. Well, I want to know about this moon. What can Scorpio expect here on this new moon in Gemini, please? Well, your card popped out. We have the Death card. You know all about the transformation, right? That is, no matter what knocks you down, what kills you makes you stronger, right? That's you. That is you. So stand in your power. That is freaking beautiful for you guys. Underneath it, I have more fire energy. We have the Emperor, right? That's beautiful strength and resilience, ability to bounce back. So, maybe it's time, and I just heard maybe it's time to lay down some of the childish, petty things or people that you've been around that are draining your wonderful energy. You know, there's got to be balance. There has to be balance. All right, show me something else for the moon card in Gemini for my Scorpios, please. Anything else? Okay. So it's funny, I felt that earlier. So the Six of Wands popped out in reverse. And if we look at the underside, there's another page. So seems like a lot of new, a lot of young, a lot of fresh energy coming in. The Six of Wands here in the upright, it speaks to me in a way, it's like recognition, being put up on a pedestal almost, victory, things like that. With this new moon and being in reverse, there may be something that you've been working on. It could be a creative project that really isn't, you know, grabbing others' attention right now. But I get, based off of looking at this, the Scorpio may need to tame down the need to be bowed to, you know, in a way, like, calm it down just a little bit. These look like, it almost looks like a drum, and there's the drumsticks beating on the drum. You know, remember, you know, like as with anything, it's not just you, there is the other side, right? So, teamwork possibly, shared resources. So, you know, maybe it's time to tally up with some others that you have been out of touch with, out of sync with, and maybe do a little collaboration. Gemini likes variety. Gemini likes, you know, to be around other people, to talk, to get ideas. So maybe reach outside your normal comfort zone, and accept this new transformation with a sense of community and maybe even a new friend group. The underside of the deck with being the Page of Swords, that is a new idea, a new inspiration, a quick message, a new insight, a psychic download, which I know you're very familiar with. You very well might just get a quick pull trigger download and boom, you want to run with it, not sure how. You don't have to be the best at everything, okay? Anything worthwhile can take a little bit of time, but this energy is definitely going to be social, okay? So if you've been hermiting, you know, doing a little self-repair, reflectiveness and stuff, and you do need to get out, go ahead and do that. If you need to take some steps back and go within to work on that next goal, to see how to reach out to other people, or to how to work on, you know, what you're into rather than what everybody else is, take that time. That's funny, the Page of Wands is like right underneath it. All those pages, that's new, young, not very skilled per se, almost, you know, like child of age, childlike, grade school like. So it speaks to being new at something. So maybe take on a new adventure. I wish you the best with this manifesting. You know what this story means to you. And we'll go ahead and move forward here. I'm going to go ahead and draw out of my Kipper deck. It's a really cool little fortune-telling deck that can lend a little more information into what Scorpio may be dealing with. Let's see. Trying to see if I could illuminate this. I've got quite the mess trying to come off the table over here. All right. So let's get a little bit of clarification here for Scorpio. A little more insight. All right, let's take a look at this Five of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, and this cup. We'll start with the Five of Pentacles. Do it quick. I'm saying Pentacles. Ugh. Five of Wands, Page of Pentacles, Two of Cups, for Jupiter transit through Scorpio's 8th house. Show me about that 5. Okay. Lover's card. So again, it's bickering, looks like with a lover. Marriage card underneath in reverse. So gotta find a way to see eye to eye in regards to those 8th house matters. Show me that Page of Pentacles and then 2 of Cups, please. Okay, so community came out and it came out reversed. Okay, for that Page of Pentacles. And then I need to see that 2 of Cups, please. Well, that was just a mess. Excuse me. I swear today's been like a Mercury retrograde for me. I have just been clumsy as all get out for no reason. But hey, we'll get through it, won't we? Okay, thought maybe there was one more, but there's not. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so show me about this. Tell me about that 2 of Cups. Okay, despair popped out. Okay, so with that ring light's making it hard to see. Sorry guys, I'll try to see if I can adjust it. It's just extra shiny on those cards and there's not much I can do about it. We'll see. Things are not gonna look the most perfect, but hey, I'm here doing the reading and we were getting it, right? You guys are just gonna have to deal with it. I'll show you the cards as I go through. I'm sorry. It's just slowing me down here. So, despair popped. So what I'm gathering here by looking at this is that, maybe you've been dealing with some things and you've been dealing with them on your own. It's something with the Page of Pentacles that you probably never dealt with before, ever. Have no idea how you're going to get through some things. I do see some turmoil, some bickering, some pointless arguing happening. And it almost looks like it's got the Lover card there and the 2 of Cups there. So I know that it has to do with another person. Okay. And it's something that you're keeping to yourself and it's got you worried. I can see that with that despair card. It has you worried. One more last bit of advice, please. The underside of that despair, just so you know, was the Thief card. Worried something's going to be taken away from you. And I mean, that is that Scorpio Taurus thing, you know, that axis. Mine versus yours, ours, and then poverty. So it's like something's taking from you. This connection, this love connection is taking from you and making you feel like you're just in a point of, I do see that despair. I mean, it almost looks like the way that it reads, it almost looks like, oh, you're a good loving person. You maybe are likely coupled with somebody who's really good. but it's new. It's not something you're familiar with, and you feel like you're put out. You're exiled. It's almost like an exiled energy. You know, maybe you feel like you can't contribute enough. Behind this here, in the despair card, behind it, it says not hiring. There's a sign that says not hiring. Maybe you feel like you aren't contributing enough, or somebody else isn't contributing enough, and they or the situation is leaving you high and dry, you know, out in the cold, hungry. You're hungry for something. And underneath that poverty card was privileged lady. So that could be you, that could be the other party in the situation, maybe getting a little too much to where you feel like you're lacking. Very well could be the other way around, so read it how it is. Let's look at this Knight of Wands. Tell me more about that Knight of Wands, please, for Scorpio. Who is this character? So it says bad health. Okay. So we've got bad health. And it's a 4. 3 and 1 is a 4 in numerology, which speaks to foundations, home, stability. And underneath it again, we have the privileged lady. Okay, so, man, this is like, somebody is really just overdoing it. I mean, I guess a lot of this could speak to recklessness. Somebody's recklessness. And in the 8th house, it can be psychological. The King of Wands is like a divine masculine, right? But I keep getting this privileged lady. And then I've got bad health. It does look like the King of Wands has some bad health, so maybe that's why the King of Wands, whoever that is in the story, is extra grouchy or intolerant, ignorant to what you're needing. Give me one more for that King. We got gift. Okay. All right. Well, tell me more. Tell me more. I want that Ace of Wands, please. For Scorpio, clarify that Ace of Wands and Sun card for me. That's random. Thief. Okay. Underside of the energy, we have courtship reversed. So with this, it just almost feels like, and if you notice in this thief card, okay, there's what looks like the privileged lady, the wealthy man, and this kid over here in poverty. And he's grabbing that dude's pocket watch, right? I think that whatever you're dealing with here, in this situation with this King of Wands energy, it's stealing from you. You may even see their ill health as being a gift to you. And by that meaning, if there's all this bickering and all this mess going on, right? And all of a sudden this King of Wands ends up getting laid up in bed and is sick and can't growl at you, right? It may feel like a gift. But it definitely seems like with this thief energy, it's almost like a time thief, energy thief is what I'm seeing. The thief might steal, there may be a little insecurity about whether or not where you can go with this Ace of Wands, because a thief might try to steal that dream from you, right? But you have hope with the Sun card. Show me one for the Sun card, please. Oh, it's just anxiety as I'm pulling these cards. It's whoever's dealing with this is you definitely need to stop trying to do it alone. So the Sun card is the family room. Number 3. It's a 3 card. So 3 is to me, it's almost like a, community, cousins, siblings. You just want to get away. I think you just want to get away and be happy and, be able to enjoy yourself and the luxury of your own home without having to worry. And sometimes bad health and, rough situations, I mean, it creates growth, which in itself is a gift, okay? So keep that in mind. Not all is lost. And, yes, you got to look at others in the situation to make sure you're not being selfish. But you also can't be codependent to the point to where it's stealing from your own happiness. You deserve every bit of that Sun card right there. So let's move on to the Moon in Gemini for Scorpio. Let's look at that Death card and that Six of Wands reverse. Tell me about that, please. What is it that Scorpio needs to know? Okay. Okay, so out popped, let me show you in the upright, Pathway. And it came out reversed. Great Fortune, and it came out in reverse. And then Unexpected Income in the upright. Okay, so the Pathway with the Death card here with this new moon that's coming up, it looks like there's been a transformation, and there is about to be a transformation within you, and or in your environment and surroundings. It is not going to be familiar. You may not know which way to go with it. And with this Six of Wands, like a victory card being in reverse, makes sense that Great Fortune would also pop in reverse. Okay, so maybe there were some big dreams that you had that did not pan out or have not panned out yet. This new moon very well may and maybe the moon to where you have to seek out those alternatives. Get out of this by yourself energy enough to include others, talk to a trusted confidant, whatever it is that you're dealing with. And if you have sustained a loss like a loved one, I do sincerely send you my condolences. I know grieving is rough, and it can leave you blocked and not knowing which way to go. Now, it does, like I said, it looks like you've got some unexpected income coming your way. I would like one more clarifier, please. And then I got unexpected income again. Okay. All right. So, underside of the energy is high honor. You know, I know I am telling you, like, for this new moon in the 8th, it might be, I want to tell you it's going to be good luck and all of that stuff, but I think that it's a something within you, something that you have to change within yourself. And whatever all of this is, this new moon, I really want you to be able to set some intentions around releasing. I know it's not a full moon, but what steps is it that you need to take within you to feel like you have a community, okay? To feel like you're not doing this alone. You know, where's the risk? It looks like you almost need to take a risk, right? This looks very depressing, a lot of what I'm seeing here. So just do whatever fills your cup. You know, you don't always need somebody else to fill your cup. Maybe this new moon set some self-care intentions around your mental health, your emotional health, and your well-being. Okay. Well, good luck with that, Scorpio. Let's go ahead and pull a oracle card for you guys out of the Shaman's Dream Oracle, and then we'll go ahead and wrap this up. Whew, that was some heavy energy. I mean, I guess what else would I expect from my Scorpio crowd here, right? Gotta lighten up, find some things that bring you joy. And I just heard the water's tainted. Okay, the water's tainted. One cool thing you can do, so a lot, I don't know if you realize it, but you know, as a water sign, you guys are almost conduits for psychic sensitivity. And whatever environment that you've been in has got your water's like toxic right now. Like your water, your moon, your emotions are kind of toxic and clouded a little bit. And you know, maybe you need some refreshing. I know this may sound silly, but this might be a new moon where you want to do some manifesting and put it in the matter of self-care matters for yourself. Maybe draw yourself a nice warm bubble bath, light a candle, you know, have a glass of wine, whatever you need to do. Take a shower. You might get some messages in there. I feel like that's something that might come through for you, since we're looking at maybe some intuitive messages that you're going to be getting. So there you go. There's that again. I'll shut up. Oh, there's a couple of first timers for me. For you guys, I got in the hand. The universe is your partner. I'm not going to read all these, guys. Sorry. First breath. Beginner's mind. Okay. And then I will go ahead and look at the underside of the deck. We've got mindful, groupthink. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and read through these for you guys. Let's see if I can make it pretty for you so you can at least see what I'm doing. We'll start out with in the hand. The universe is your partner. That's a really gorgeous. That's like a manifesting card. That's a 4. 31 is a 4. In numerology, 21 is a 3. Foundations, community. So we'll go ahead and look at this one first. In the hand, feeling secure, taken care of. The universe is your partner. Something amazing happens when you contemplate your intimate relationship with your higher power. How do you engage it? Perhaps you may have been seeing things through the influence of your religious background, or you may have been exposed to other ways of making that connection real for you. It doesn't matter. The source of your understanding, it doesn't matter the source of your understanding. What matters is what works for you. For example, if you believe in a punitive God, you will be afraid of punishment for your transgressions. If you believe in a version of a higher power that blesses you, you may find it easier to surrender to a relationship of radical trust. Right now, if you can imagine relaxing, curled up in the hands of the divine, how does that make you feel? Can you then turn over your needs and desires to that divine power and have trust that you're safe and secure and don't have to do anything at all to feel that way? Grace is activated in your life right now. You're in good hands. Your work, family, relationships, home, everything. You've done all you can. So now is the time to rest and recharge instead of producing, doing, acting, strategizing. A hot tea, a good book, and a soft blanket are in order. I'll feel you there. All right, then we have first breath, beginner's mind. That is a gorgeous card. I love all the planets. First breath, a fresh start and a renewed curiosity, natural trust and a beginner's mind. When the first breath card shows up for you, it's time to leave the old stories and tales behind. You have arrived. Take a deep breath. Now, take another. There's nothing else you need to do but take in the new world that is revealing itself around you. Trust in that natural curiosity. There's no need to dwell on how difficult the journey has been or how tight the passage to get where you are now. Just take it all in and experience the awe and wonder of your arrival at its destination. Even if it is a familiar place that you've come to many times before, try to experience it as if it's for the first time. For you are renewed, and the old you is no longer your concern. Practice the beginner's mind, not labeling or naming what you see and experience. That situation that was so difficult only a few days ago. Well, just be with it and breathe. You've already gone beyond it, have overcome and resolved it. Even if no one else realizes this yet, soon enough they will as you move on. Don't squander the power of the first breath, giving the old narrative mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, using it for new beginnings, to animate a world you can play in and create in. Do not underestimate the power of your breath and the magic of your words. That's pretty gorgeous. I do love that for you guys. And then, so for the whole group think part, so mindful group think number 40. That's the overall energy. You guys are getting a long read too. But after this, this spread, I think you guys need a little bit of this. So final message, and that's another 4 in the numerology. Keeping a clear mind, hurtful thoughts, groupthink. The human mind could be so many things: a prison, a latrine, a circus, a temple, a cave. It can be a place of restriction or a place of never-ending expansion. Right now, be careful where you wander in your mind. The quality of your thoughts is key, and you're in a fertile time of full manifestation. You want to ensure that the seeds that you plant will sprout and flourish into the life you seek to grow. Be mindful not to scatter weeds. It's easy to be influenced by others right now too, especially in our digital age. It's hard to protect yourself from the energy and the sheer amount of information bombarding you 24/7. If you allow all the fear and uncertainty to pollute your mind and emotions, you will fill yourself up with this negative energy, and then you'll see more of it in the outer world. As within, so without, right? Stay out of the gossip and other forms of groupthink. For when you cut another person down to their level due to their perceived mistakes, or limit them by your envy, you activate lack for yourself. So fill yourself with thoughts of plenty. Imagine your universe unfettered by scarcity and alive with abundant hope and goodness. Be mindful of what your mind is full of and keep the faith. Good brings more good, love more love, gratitude more things to be grateful for. Beautiful. Well, thanks for stopping by, my Scorpios, and being ever so patient. Don't forget, share this video with a friend, like, subscribe, push that notification bell so that you don't miss any other readings that may give you some messages that can help guide you along your way. Been a pleasure, and I'll see you guys next time. Well, batter up. It is time for my Sagittarius June 2024 reading. Welcome back, Saggies. If this is your first time here, please like, share, subscribe, and check out my channel, my description in this video, and my channel if you're interested in getting a personal reading from me. I also do astrology, so let's go ahead and get rolling with this. So I just finished up Libra. Any of you that ended up here on this video, if you're needing any of the other signs, just look back in my video list. You will see some of them are grouped together, but we've worked our way up to Sag now. So for my Sag sun and risings, we're going to talk today about Jupiter transiting into your 7th house. And we're going to talk about the Venus star point happening today. The energy is going to be here for a couple days, and actually more so the long story. We're actually closing out a 4-year cycle that begun back in 2020 for the last Gemini Venus star point, aka Cazimi, that we had. And then we're also going to talk about the Gemini new moon that is also happening in your 7th house. So 7th house matters. Jupiter expands everything it touches, and it's going to be expanding all matters pertaining to relationships for you. The 7th house, you can expect some enhances in your relationships and partnerships, and you know, this is going to be beneficial. It's for you. Jupiter's going to help bring in some new alliances and help strengthen some relationships, bring in some deeper connections for you. This is going to be a great time for you to set intentions to improve and deepen your relationships. And I'm not just talking about love relationships and the personal relationships, like your spouse or love interest. This is all relationships, all contracts, this could be a relationship with your doctor, relationship with your family, colleagues. 7th house, just so you know, relationships with, and it is the house of open enemies. So everything relational is going to be lit for you this next year. So I mean, it's it's going to be a great time to partner up on projects. Collaborate with your partner on joint projects and goals. Jupiter is a benefic, so anything you can do to help bless and expand, you know, where your relationships are and where they're going is going to be beneficial to you. You know, you're going to want to make sure that you're balancing your time and energy between relationships and family commitments. So try not to make anybody feel too excluded, otherwise they may become one of those open enemies. Now in August and then December, Saturn's going to be Jupiter's going to be squaring up to Saturn. Now that's down in your 4th house, home, right? That is personal, like family obligations. That's home. It also can relate back down to childhood. It's the everyday. It's the home part where the outside world doesn't see, right? So that square may call on you to, you know, balance those personal relationships with family and family obligations and your home responsibilities. You can't just be out being a social butterfly all the time when you got stuff at home to tend to, right? So just a little tidbit there. So let's talk a little bit about the moon. So this Gemini new moon for you is also in your 7th house. So this is going to be an ideal time to set intentions around relationships and partnerships. Now, it being a Gemini, that's a very communicative sign. Gemini likes to talk. So this speaks to a need to maybe enhance communication and relationships. So that might be something you want to see about doing this particular moon cycle. So let's get started with the tarot reading. We're going to go ahead and start out with how Jupiter is going to be impacting Sagittarius for this month and going forward for this next transit, you know, this whole next year, I guess, through Jupiter. See, every card today, it just keeps falling off the table. I'm sorry. Okay, so I got the Empress. Okay, she came out in reverse, so let's check her out. Okay, Empress in reverse, it kind of speaks to just exactly what I was just saying. You're not tending to everything with an equal balance. There could be more taking than giving. You know, it's one of those things, and I don't know why I just got this image. I just got this image of a tree being cut down and then somebody promptly planting another seed next to it for another tree. So, you know, with the relationships especially, it's going to be imperative that you see both sides, right? There has to be some equality in relationships. It can't be everybody giving or you being the one giving and everybody taking from you, right? That 4 of Cups is the clarifier for the Empress in reverse. The 4 of Cups is like trying to be handed another cup of love from the divine, and that crow's just like, meh, I got my 3. I got what I need. I don't need your stinking cup, right? So, so that speaks to a need to be able to share a little better, to accept help, to give help. That definitely needs some balance. All right, give me some more info for this Jupiter transit for Sag, please. I did get the 3 of Swords. It popped out very cleanly. So that would speak to some turmoil in relationships, okay? Some piercing matters of the heart, okay? That is very painful. And I just heard ill health, like, so maybe somebody that you care about is not doing so well. I got that with the Empress. I saw like in this picture, is that, I don't know if that is, but like I saw an apple decaying in my mind's eye. That's what I just saw when I looked here. It was like somebody's got a poison apple and it's looking, goodness. Goodness. I think you may be doing some caretaking. This doesn't apply to everybody, but that part of the story just got thrown to me, so I do have to throw that out there. You know, and if this is you and you just went through it, or you're going to be going through a breakup, a split, separation, if you're battling some ill health and surgery, keep the options open, okay? Just don't get clouded in delusion or false optimism. Jupiter's very good at that. But keep an eye out. There's different options everywhere, okay? I will take one more, please, for that Jupiter, for my Saggies. And it gave me 2. Okay. And they came out side by side. So I ended up with the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords. It's crazy. So, like, the Knight of Pentacles is like an earth energy. So we're looking at Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. The Knight of Swords is a air energy. So air is going to be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, right? Kind of energy. And it's weird because, like, so that one's white and that one's black. That one's standing up and that one's upside down, flying almost, and they're about to bash heads. All right. So there may be some. So the Pentacles is slow and steady wins the race. Hard work and perseverance. And it takes time, right? So you got a year to work on this. But I definitely am sensing maybe having a hard time staying grounded, okay? You know, like getting out of your head. You know, grounding is necessary. The Knight of Swords can be quick-tempered. The Knight of Swords is fast. It's an air sign, right? So quick to an opinion, which, you know, you Saggies have plenty of opinions, right? But Gemini being in your 7th house, this can speak to this card. I see tradition, okay? And this card I see like battling against it, right? Like rebelling against it. The Empress in reverse and the 3 of Swords. Don't make yourself sick with anxiety. That could be a lot of anxiety. That kind of speaks to maybe some issues with being able to calm down the mind. Mental health issues need to be of concern. The more you can connect with nature and the reality of life, say it that way, reality of things versus what your hurt heart and ego can tell you, is going to be key in helping you move through this cycle. Remember the duality in everything. There are 2 sides to everything, right? So be open to different perspectives, please. In the underside of the deck, we had to clarify those 2 knights, I got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So I mean, I do see a feminine. You know, we got the Empress. She's like a provider. I think of Empress as like Snow White, right? In a way. And it seems to me that whoever the divine feminine is in this. And I keep being thrown stories and pictures, and then I got shown the spoiled apple again. So with that, I almost think that the feminine energy is a little wounded here, right? and maybe taking on, you know, that the Empress has to provide. The Empress feeds. She's nature. She feeds. She replenishes. And the Knight of Pentacles provides. The Queen of Pentacles is also supposed to be doing that stuff, but being overburdened, she can be cynical, she can be critical, she can be frivolous with money, like spending way too much, feeling like she deserves everything. Keep in mind when I say he, she, these are all energies. We all have them, no matter how you identify, okay? So, yeah, so what I'm getting at is like, and then I kept seeing like, the cartoon images being flashed at me, and then the Snow White came in. So, okay, so two things. Don't let yourself be deluded. Get too lost in imagination and what, you know, what you think. Don't get too lost in that. Jupiter can make you take on way too much. Don't overpromise. And then also, if we are dealing with somebody that is sick, it seems to be of somebody of a, how do I say this? It's almost like middle-aged, right? Is what I'm seeing, is like a middle-aged, feminine energy. So if you guys are dealing with any kind of health matters, and even if it's mental health, if you're clashing with someone else, seek an advisor, seek a doctor. Don't ignore it. Underneath that Queen of Pentacles in reverse, when I like a little more of the story, I always look back. We've got the Nine of Cups reversed, which lends to overindulgence, whether it be with food, alcohol, if it's an addiction, something that gets your emotions way the F off, okay? It looks like it could be all soulmate energy too. So, all right, let's go move forward to this Venus Cazimi here and see what I can get for you guys. I got the Ace of Cups reversed immediately. Okay. So, okay. And then the Queen of Swords underneath. I could see somebody's not happy. And if you're in a situation where you can't even stand to be around somebody, they're ruining your mental health, all the words exchanged are ugly and hurt and pierce and stab through and then make the heart feel broken or empty, that is something that you may need to lay down. Ace of Cups can, you know, Ace of Cups reversed is typically like a new love interest, a new divine inspiration that fills your cup and makes you love life, you know. And in reverse, it's struggling a bit. The Queen of Swords, man, she is conniving. Okay, she with that, if that's you, you know, you may need to check your environment or check yourself if you're struggling, Saggies. No judgments, we've all been there, but this is not a very positive, it's not a very positive place to be, and that can really cause some discord. So we did have the Magician pop out. He came out just like sideways. So, you know, maybe this Venus Cazimi today and through these next 3 days might show you some extra tools. The Magician has the pentacle, he has the cup, he has the sword, he has the wand, he manifests, he uses alchemy, he knows how to turn negative into a positive, right? And I do hope that you're doing your best to do that as well. The underside of the energy for that is the Four of Wands reversed, which would indicate, and then you've got the two crows down there, and they're like feeding each other. Well, when it's in reverse, it's like, not a celebration, not a union. It is a broken home. It is some discord. It is instability. And with that, we got this coming out. And geez, you won't believe it. And underneath that is the Queen of Pentacles reversed. What in the world is going on with my Saggies? All right, so with that, we'll come back to it with some other clarifiers in just a minute, but I'm going to go ahead and let you sit with this, okay? I know you guys each know your story. If this isn't relative to you, then you know, fast forward through or see you next time. But somebody needs to hear this, and whew, let's see what Sag needs to focus on for the new moon in Gemini. Again, we get the popping of that Four of Cups that I showed you a little bit ago. It came out reversed. It's almost like I feel a withholding. Oh, wow. You guys, wow. A Queen of Wands reversed is on the bottom of the deck. This is totally you. And please understand that this comes from a place of no judgment. I really think that the guard is up so high that you might be feeling a little out of control, okay? I do see some stubbornness here, some fixity, like being stuck in a thought process, a way of mind, a way of thinking, a way of processing everything. And with everything coming through like reversed for you guys, it really seems like it's a matter of heart and mind are not okay. Okay. So we need to be willing to accept that cut from the divine. Don't be so fixed in the fact what you think is right? Accept new cups. Not everybody's distrusting, or not everybody's out trying to get you or take your stuff. Just, maybe a little more sharing, a little more inviting. When you're so closed off, it's hard to manifest very well. Yeah, let's see what else I can tell my Saggies for this Gemini new moon. Okay, I got the Two of Wands. Underside of the deck is the Knight of Wands reversed. Okay, so the Two of Wands is kind of like the point when it's like a crossroads, right? So you're at a point where you need to figure out what your next move is, or where you're going to go. Where is this passion going to take you? It's trying to find that inner balance and stay grounded to get that compass right. Okay. It's not, it's contemplating. It's not necessarily forward movement just yet, but any step is a step, right? So, maybe use this new moon to figure out a strategy, on how to include, it's how to move forward after releasing this toxicity is where I see it. You're trying to plan out your next moves, except, figure out what it is that you want to take with you. It seems like to be able to lay down this hurt that you've been dealing with. And, it's one of those things that if you're going through a bad breakup, especially if it's with a toxic narcissist, or if you are the toxic narcissist, you got to get yourself right with karma, because I tell you, when Jupiter squares Saturn, you're going to feel it. The moon card popped out for the moon card as the final card for this new moon and Gemini reading here. There's some secrets, okay? And the underside of the deck is the Fool card. So that's an Aries card. Okay. Finding a new way, because this shit isn't working, right? You gotta manifest a new way, and you cannot manifest anything good if you keep yourself even one little strand of hair, one little, pinky finger left in there. You just can't. You gotta cut off this toxic relationship. And if it's with somebody else, easy enough, right? But you gotta figure out what it is that you will be most successful for moving forward. There may be some, if you're looking for some answers, some enlightenment, this new moon, let that be your intention. Tell the universe that's what you need to be able to move forward. But let them know, let the universe know, let your guides know, that this information, you have, that you're ready. I mean, if you're ready for it, be ready for an answer that's going to allow you to cut that tie, but you've got to cut the tie. You can't just keep wallowing in this sickness. I hope you get the answers that you're looking for, so that you can venture forth, like the Fool on its new journey. Hop aboard and move along and go see what else is in the available for you in this world. And an important relationship is your relationship with yourself, right? So and that can be a little skewed, a little cloudy, a little spooky, scary, uncertain, confusing, all of that. You can lose who you are. And I think that, with the relationships of all kinds, and this looks to be like a pretty important one to you, it's probably time to work on that relationship with yourself as well. Don't forget that you're a good person. Bad things happen to good people. Good people do bad things. It happens. It's all part of the human experience. Stay strong, Sag. All right, I want a little clarification, please. Tell me more about this Jupiter transit for my Sagittarius friends. What's up with this Empress in reverse and the Three of Swords? Let's start there. Thank you. Okay. Expectations. Okay. Expectations. That just gave me a few for the whole read. Cool. Expectations. We've got the main male popped out in reverse. Great fortune popped out in reverse, and courtship. So courtship is like the seventh house matters. It's all kinds of relationships. But it's also like, maybe in the newness of them, still dating, just getting to know each other, that kind of energy. So if I look at these coupled up with what we're dealing with, expectations, right? Maybe somebody, you feel like you can't live up to somebody else's expectations, so why even try? Why even bother? It's never good enough. Or it could be the other way around. The person's feeling that way about you. Either way, it's leaving a sick feeling. It's leaving a pretty sick feeling. And the underside of the deck is that is bad health. Okay, so for those who know, they know. All right. Maybe it was, you know, you had some expectations, or they had some expectations about things to work out differently, and it's just not. You know, it's okay. It's okay to move forward and to let go. You know, expectations lead to disappointment. Okay. I guess the only thing you can do is maybe set expectations for yourself. You can't set expectations for other people. I mean, granted, you can say, this is what I'm willing to accept, this is what I'm not willing to accept. But, you know, if you go into something and say, oh, well, I expect somebody to do this, that, and the other, you know, like, you're going to be disappointed. And the bad health is just going to lead to bad health in relationships overall. Let's look at this. Give me Sun, Venus for my Sagittarius, please. Let's look at this Cazimi. Thank you. And we got bad health again, okay? So, and I just heard addiction. So if you or a loved one are struggling with addiction, it's a time for you to take a look at how this overindulgence, this allowing way too much to keep going this far, how much it's taking away from you as a person, how much it's taking away from all of your relationships. Okay. There may be some enlightenment shed or an opportunity opened up. Take this Magician card, okay? If you are down and out and on, you know, everything's kind of rolling slow, going bad for you, take this moment to shine some light on what you can do about getting some help, okay? What you can do to help your loved one, you know, because it's something that is, you can't stay in this toxicity. I am adamant about that. I know that there are brighter ventures, and you're probably going to need some support. Whether you're the one that checks into rehab or the one that stays home, you got to have some people you can trust. Don't hold it all within yourself. You can't keep that underneath those. So I got House reversed, and then I got Wealthy Man reversed. Okay, so we have the main male, a wealthy man, bad health, House reversed. Maybe some of you have not been able to work because of bad health and are like on the verge of like feeling like you were doing okay and now you're not, and you don't really know how to fix it. Give me one more for this, please. Or two, because that's what you do. We got the Journey card in reverse. And High Honor. Okay. So, Courthouse reversed. If you're not careful, if things get so out of control, there could be some repercussions. 7th house is also Libra, right? Which speaks to the law, legal system, Lady Justice, right? The scales, balancing of the scales. If we can't balance this out, there may be a journey that doesn't end too well, to the point to where maybe somebody gets busted. Maybe somebody gets busted and pulled over, and this is in reverse too. You know, got up on a high horse, thought they could get behind the wheel while they were fucked up and land themselves in some heap of trouble. So, you know, that whole thought of maybe some recovery time might be court ordered. Okay. So, just be careful. You use your smarts, please. This is not sad. You know, everybody has their moment. Gemini is your polarity on the zodiac wheel. It's your opposite sign. Like Gemini is knowledge, Sag is higher knowledge, you know. Fire, you're quick, it's fleeting, you know. Emotions can run really, really, really high. So can those expectations. They can run really high. So can feeling like you're on a high horse, right? And that you know everything. Be careful not to be dogmatic. I got adjudication reversed. And occupation. Okay. So, for this new moon, for my Saggies here, again, there's a lot that speaks to some bad judgments, right? But in this thing called life, there is also something called redemption, you know, the revival, you know. There's a lot of help available to you. You can make excuses for anything, okay? You really can. If you want to stay buried in the delusion and the dark and the uncertainty, you know, heck, maybe you feel like you thrive there. It is going to catch up with you. And if it's not within the matter of, you know, broken relationships, it's going to be in the matter of the courts, or it's going to be in a matter of your physical or mental well-being, okay? So, my best advice to you is with this 7th, you need to reconnect with this new moon. Get to work on you, okay? Get to work on an escape plan out of this mess, please, okay? You deserve it. And, you know, maybe it's time for you to get back to work in some kind of fashion. A lot of times when we get in these toxic places, we can get ourselves to a point where we'll make excuses for why we're not well, or why we're not well enough to work, or why we're not well enough to socialize, or why this, why that. Not to say that it isn't valid, but maybe it's time for you to step back into reality a bit, right? Step back into the real world, get around some people, socialize that aren't completely fucked up, right? Maybe choose your crowd better. With all this story right here, that sounds like a whole lot of drama. And that in itself, if you're keeping yourself stuck there, that's on you, but you've got to find a way to make peace with that and stop screwing up the people's lives around you if this is you, right? For you, I got spiritual narcolepsy, or fallen angel, number 19. And I'm just making a mess with cards. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. Let me get you one more. And crown games. Abuse of power. Then we also got the crow. I like that. Number 44. That's a master number. Also number 8 in the numerology, a divine number. The courage to step into life. I will read each of these for you, my Saggies, because this reading looks like you're dealing with a lot and need some advice. But realize that you're not the only one bearing these burdens. You do have loved ones that care about you and are worried about you. And it's time for you to grow up. a little bit. I mean, from what I see, this needs to be awakening moment for you. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start out with number 19, the falling angel. Okay. Falling unconscious, spiritual narcolepsy. You're being cautioned now not to fall asleep or go unconscious. You've been flying above the strife and suffering in the world in angelic bliss. However, you risk being seduced by the beauty and comfort of your situation and losing track of your aspirations, your wings. As you fall, you pick up speed, heading towards the trees below and a possible nasty landing. Remember that all you need to do to stop being a fallen angel is to spread your wings to halt the descent and then find the updraft again. Don't be seduced by the fallen angels, your supposed friends and companions who are ready to use you for their pleasure and only have their own interests in mind. As you soar once more in flight, receive the gift of the falling angel. An invitation to study the forest from above the trees. In other words, to analyze your situation from a higher perspective without being entangled in its thorny branches. Once you understand what needs to be done, head back to your lofty heights and stand by for the right moment. Action you take now may backfire. Stay cautious and wait until you're guided to change. You will know when the time is right. It really kind of spoke to what I felt in this whole reading. Okay. There's definitely some power struggles that can happen in the 7th house here. So let's look at this one for Saggies here. So crown games, right use of power. We have another 8. Whoa. This is a 19, which is a 10, which is a 1. Okay, so crown games, right use of power. I'll hold it up for a little bit here so you can get a good view of it. Leadership, responsibility, accountability, right use of power. There's a game of power played by all people, whether they're conscious of it or not. It concerns who has it and who doesn't, how to get more of it, and not lose it, and not lose that which you have, how to wield it wisely and not to get drunk with it and cause harm. These are the matters you need to ponder now that you find yourself in the crown game too. You want to be on top, the best, the most effective, the most beloved. You may discover that your deep desire to help others is disguising the underpinnings of this complex game. Power and all it entails can be both dangerous and productive, destructive and redemptive. Which will it be for you? Can you forgive without condoning, and keep your dignity when challenged? Will you be accountable, admittable, and change, or making amends? Can you let go of your need to rescue others? Lead with humility while letting others discover their own way home? Now, you're learning that empowerment comes with a price and a sacrifice for sovereignty. This is a time to pick your battles, use strategy, and temper your reactions. You have the power to make a beautiful difference on behalf of others. Can you see power as a currency that you must spend judiciously? True power is stewarded wisely, for it is given from the divine, not from the ego. In all of your relations, the greatest beauty is when power is shared. You are in a higher position. If you are in a higher position, it's even more important to be kind and respectful. Ask for guidance it will come when you choose compassion over your own goals and desires. When you stop caring about who wears the crown, true success and influence appear for you. Right on. I think this is all stuff you guys needed to hear. Let's look at 44. That gorgeous, perfect storm right there. Kind of reminds me of you in this reading, doesn't it? This is a gorgeous card. An invitation to act now, the courage to step into life, sheltering from turbulence. When the perfect storm appears, it cautions you to be ready for an exciting, if turbulent, time. The winds are picking up, and you need to make sure that you are close to the eye of the storm, or you'll be buffeted by gusts that take you far from where you need to be. The key is to remain centered and balanced, and bear witness as the forces build in intensity. Notice how the loose stuff is starting to fly around, and recognize how little of it you truly even need. Let go of those thoughts, those beliefs, and those attitudes that clutter your heart. I had to show you that again, sorry. Let go of those thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes that clutter your heart and cloud your mind. The storm will be absolutely perfect for you. If you wonder what you might lose during the perfect storm, know that it is those things we are most attached to that are taken first, as if life were trying to unburden us of our righteous self-importance. Let it all go with the wind. The less you resist the change brought by the perfect storm, the happier you'll be. Ride the winds to your next destination. Embrace the rain or the snow. Remember that every time you try to argue with nature, you lose. The perfect storm can also be a call for you to seize the moment. There might be a great opportunity that you need to take advantage of right now. Carpe diem. Time is of the essence. It may be gone shortly, so do not hesitate. Go ahead, bite off more than you can chew, and take the storm on in all of its terrifying greatness, experiencing the fullness of life. You will succeed, right? So that may be including making a choice that you've been scared to make, but you've known you needed to take for a while. So Sagittarius, I thank you guys for stopping by and listening. I know it was a long read and probably a bit of a gut check for some of you. For that, I do sincerely apologize and wish you the best on your healing journey, and wish you guys all the best in your manifesting game, right? You just have to release the power and let go of these rigid thoughts that have been holding you back for way too long. Thoughts, people, patterns. Clear the air, guys. Anyways, I want to thank you for stopping by. Again, you know, if you need anything, reach out to me. Leave me a comment. Let me know how you're doing, please. And just stay strong and practice that self-love, baby. That relationship with self. Sounds like you need it. Anyways, until next time, please keep shining your light. All right, now on to my Capricorns. Hey, Cappies, welcome back. It's your turn for your June 2024 reading. We've got a lot going on this month. So we're looking at the Capricorn Sun and Risings. This month we have Jupiter moving into your 6th house. Jupiter moved into Gemini already, and he's going to be there for about a year, you know, expanding everything in 6th house matters. And so, you know, that has to do with your health, your work, your work environment, and the daily habits that you have. Now with this, we've also got the Venus Sun Cazimi happening today. Energies will definitely be felt for a couple days, but it is closing out a cycle regarding 6th house matters that you you know, it's ending a cycle that you started back in 2020. So all the Venusian matters. How has your daily routines changed? You know, all the Venusian matters there. Now, it's going to be a period also where we're going to be just in a couple days on the 6th. We're going to have that new moon in Gemini, and that's also happening in your 6th house. So everything 6th house matters. It's going to be right up your alley, Capricorn. You know all about work and strategy, and you know, it's just we got to keep that health in check, right? So you know, Jupiter will be positively influencing your work environment and your health routines. It's going to give you that added strength to help improve your daily habits, okay? If you've got something that you've been challenging, that's been challenging your health, and, you know, you need to kick it, whether it be smoking, drinking, you know, smoking, keeping, hoarding, you know, over managing, you know, all those things, micromanaging. This is going to be a great time to help level out those energies and kick those addictions and bad habits. So now in December and in August, I guess also, Jupiter will be in square to Saturn, right? Which Saturn is your ruling sign. So, you know, that's going to, you know, really enhance, challenge it. It's going to challenge you to balance your workload and with communicating and learning, basically. The 3rd house is naturally like Gemini's house, right? Normally. So, you know, you're going to have to be open to learning some and taking on some new, perspectives and style of communication, maybe even learn a new trade. It's going to be important for you to ways that you can work with the energy. I mean, basically you can set specific health and wellness goals, such as starting a new exercise routine or simply improving your diet. Organizing, you know, for work efficiency, you're going to be just killing it, right? You're going to be awesome. You know, it's going to help you organize and streamline your work tasks to improve your productivity, and help, you know, level up in your career. And, you know, there's going to be some learning opportunities. Find ways to incorporate learning and development into your daily routine. You know, what Capricorn is stable. It is long term. It is end game, end goal. You know, it's, you know, incorporating ways to help thrive, basically, and make it a habit. Once it's a habit, you know, do it every day. Put in something every day. I'm going to do this, 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 and this. And even if it's just a couple of thises, right? Like it'll lead to long-term payout. This Venus star point for you in your 6th enhances your work and health routines as well. Okay, so, you know, maybe it's time for you to, you know, start. If you don't, maybe listen to some podcasts. Do something that that lights up your soul and your heart a bit. Something that you're interested in learning or doing. Maybe a new hobby. You know, if you're struggling to think of some ideas, you know, use your environment. Use what you have to work with, okay? I'm not saying go out and buy a bunch of different how to, you know, what is it, 10-minute buns or whatever those old 80s things were. Anyways, but yeah, definitely seek out, you know, it'd be a great time to start working towards those gradual changes. Like maybe pick something new that you want to start incorporating. Now, this Venus star point's trining Pluto and Neptune, bringing transformative daily life insights. Like I just said, you know, if things have been in this steady cycle for the last 4 years, time to change it up. Hopefully this tarot reading will give you a little more insight into that. And this Gemini new moon is also in your 6th house, and perfect time to set intentions for all this jazz. So I will go ahead and move forward, and we will start with my Capricorns for this Jupiter and Gemini and your 6th house, and see what messages come through the tarot. Let me do a quick shuffle. I want to know what messages Spirit has for my Capricorns for this Jupiter transit. And this is a year-long transit with Jupiter. So 6th house matters are going to be really expansive for you for this next year. And looks like you're coming into it owning it. And with the Cups, using your intuition, letting your intuition guide you, loving, you know, this King of Cups loves his people, and is in control of its emotions. The 5 of Cups in reverse also came out. So, you know, that's disappointments, right? I love that the King of Cups is looking over at this like, no more of that shit, right? We can't be the King of Cups and stay in this wallowing place. So, letting go, the underside of the energy of the deck is the 5 of Wands. Letting go of those reasons to be right. Stop being petty. Laying down the need to fight or argue or whose wand is bigger, right? We don't need that anymore. And I think Jupiter is going to help soften that within yourself. So let's see. I'll take one more, please, for Jupiter and Gemini for my Capricorns, please. Okay, so I got the Knight of Swords in reverse. That's what he looks like in the upright. Knight of Swords in reverse. So the Knight of Cups, those are water signs, right? So Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. The Knight of Swords is an air sign. So that speaks to, this is all speaking to masculine energy, which can lend to ego. The Knight of Swords in reverse can speak to the air signs. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So unlike him, he's all in control of his emotions. This dude is not. He's not in control of a lot, and he's a knight, so he's not a king. He's quick to act, too quick to throw in his opinion. The air signs are about communicativeness. So like in Gemini, it could be, you know, speak to thinking, communicating, learning. The Knight of Swords in reverse really doesn't know his shit. But he talks a lot of it. Okay. So just be careful not to be quick pull trigger, with those words, as they can be piercing or even defeating thoughts. Okay. Capricorn, you are the goat, right? You've got this. It's frustrating when you're not perfect at something right from the get-go, right? So just take your time, try not to be too fast. You know, everything, you know, to become the king, it takes time and steady action. I got the 10 of Cups underneath that Knight of Swords reversed. I know, you know, you want that 10 of Cups. Maybe you feel like you've already got that 10 of Cups. And you deserve it. I'm happy for you. So it looks like that's good health. That's good emotional stability. That's good unity with family. It's feeling whole. Okay. So I think Jupiter in the 6th is gonna help you, knock out some of these bad habits is what I'm seeing. So Sun and Venus Cazimi for my Capricorns, please. Let's see what messages I have. Okay, so first and foremost, we got the Lovers, and it did come out, like, it came out sideways. You saw that, but it is reversed. And then we have the King of Wands. Okay, so loving the King energy being in the upright. So owning your passions, owning your creative endeavors, your intuition. I mean, cups are intuition, but so are wands. It's fire. That's your passions. That's your creative self, your intuitive self. The fire is your desire to move forward. The Lovers is the Gemini card, and it's in reverse. And those two cards together speak to, I heard taking the higher road is what I just kind of heard with that. What else can Capricorn expect? You got to see things from both sides, right? So with that Lovers card, it speaks to duality. It does speak to relationship, but I think in this case, it's not necessarily a relationship with somebody else that I can see. You got the Ten of Wands popped out. Okay. So that's a lot of hard work, a lot of pressure, a lot of long nights, a lot of worrying, a lot of pain, a lot of effort, right? And the Fool card in reverse also came out. You know, maybe you've been feeling like somebody's taking you for a fool. You know, everything that you've put forth, everything that you've worked so hard for, and this is the underside of the energy, is the Eight of Pentacles for the Fool. You know better than anybody, nothing in life comes easy, and you know, if you feel like you're being taken for granted or your effort is not being acknowledged the way that it needs to be, Gemini here in this 6th house, you have to speak. You have to speak, but don't be this jerk when you do it. You have to come at it from a place of compassion, a place of integrity, and a place of truth. Okay? Don't act like a fool. It'll balance itself out. And, you know, you know all about Saturn. You know, you work your Saturn. If other people aren't working their Saturn and aren't appreciating how you're working it, you know, you don't have to tell them what they're doing wrong, but tell them where you're feeling wounded, you know. 6th house being to the health. I mean, hey, my body hurts. I'm working so hard, and I just, you know, if you got to talk. Communication is definitely key. If it's not another person that you want to talk to that's in your personal life, or you need a third-party opinion, you know, 6th house matters being health, talk to a doctor, talk to a therapist. You know, maybe it's a time for you to tap into, in this case, sorry, I was getting pulled off somewhere else. Also be careful. Like I just got pulled off somewhere else, and just like a energy, like somebody getting hurt physically. Like, be careful. Be careful with Jupiter in the 6th. You could be working so hard that you actually like get hurt at work. Be careful. Be careful. We got the 7 of Pentacles also that came out for this. So last thing I'll just say on that here is, where was I? Was I going for the moon? I didn't think that I had moved on yet. I just kind of popped out here. So Seven of Pentacles. It's kind of like an almost there kind of energy, right? Almost there. But those are recklessly hanging off, right? This dude doesn't have his, I mean, these are in the nest and they're cool. Those pentacles are cool. But there may be some other factors involved that you aren't looking at. And maybe this, I really hope this Cazimi brings that forth to you. So, gonna have to move forward to the moon card here. We're gonna have to move forward real fast. If I get cut off, it's because all of a sudden my phone said my memory is low. For the moon, we got the Wheel of Fortune reversed. Let me get you another for that. For this new moon in Gemini for my Capricorns, please. I know this has been a long video. And the Four of Swords. Okay, so yeah, with that, I would like you to work on the manifesting for the 6th house, a way to slow the wheel down a little bit. You've been going and going and going and going, and it is important to take a rest at this time and see what you can do to manifest the changes that need to be made within. Okay, quick oracle card for you guys. I do apologize that I'm not going to have time to pull the Kipper for you this time. But this has been a really long video, and it's just not working out here. So, I got Sky Bridge, possibility for union for you. Number 47. Possibility for union, what needs to be connected or disconnected. You stand before a seemingly unbreachable abyss, and there is no possibility for retreat. The path behind you is no longer a viable option. You have to act soon, though, or you run the risk of being stuck at the edge of the cliff, like the Fool, right? Life has brought you to this moment to offer you as yet unmet of possibilities, or I'm sorry, to offer you as yet undreamt of possibilities, but you must no longer postpone what you know to be inevitable. And yes, you are allowed a breath or two before taking the leap. So take a bit of time for yourself, get away for a day or two for contemplation, or even just a few minutes. Take a walk to clear your head, muster your courage so that you may cross the Sky Bridge. Sky Bridge appears when the moment is absolutely right for a quantum leap. Life believes that you're ready, even if you don't agree. Remember not to confuse your true state of readiness with your plans and preparation. Respond with a determined yes and let the universe take care of the details. You only need hold onto your positive affirmation, and the way will become obvious as you take flight and clear the abyss. And then you've got Dust Devil, moving out of stagnation. Number 15, Dust Devil. Embrace the chaos, trust in the process, moving out of stagnation. The presence of the devil dust causes a ruckus. Some people are afraid of his chaotic nature, believing that he comes to intentionally stir things up. The truth is, you can't expect this dream ally to behave and bring niceness or to be clean. His power is in the mess that he creates as he calls for you to engage in the full cyclone of life. He represents two aspects to you now. The winds in your outer life appearing to throw you off course, where you assume the world is coming at or happening to you. Let me read that again. Where you assume the world is coming at or happening to you, and the winds that churn inside of you. With the Dust Devil arising from your dreamscape to help you escape your invisible chains shackling you to a barren desert. Stop asking for things to be perfect, awkward, messy, That's a separate sentence. Sorry. Awkward, messy, conflicted, exuberant, and wild is how you shift. Trust this process. The dust devil knows what you need and when you need it. Only things settle. Once things settle, you will see the gleaming jewels awaiting your discovery and the wisdom of awaiting integration. So I really think that does speak to all the 6th house stuff that you're going to be dealing with, you guys. Take another look at those and take them in. Figure out how you're, what your next step is. Listen to those intuitive thoughts that you get, right? If you get intuitive hits about something you need to do or let go of, quit ignoring it, because it will affect your health and or your work environment. So Capricorn, thanks for sticking around. Sorry I didn't get to pull the oracle, the little Kepler cards for you like I did the other 2, but at least I got to get through a reading through for you guys. Let me know how everything's going for you, or if you have any questions. Feel free to send me a shout out here in the comments. I will message you back. Anyways, been a pleasure. Thanks, guys. I'm going to go ahead and upload this, although I know it's going to take a few hours because it was a really long video. But yeah, please come back again next time. And in the meantime, keep shining your light.